Chat, here we go. Best of 5, yes. It's Diaz versus DrKnown. By the way, for these ones, we were going to have them be sponsored games, but that's going to happen later. So the previous one and this one, I never even mentioned it, I don't think, is going to be $50 prize. Can we get Pog champions? Best of 5. We'll put $50, I think, prizes, of course, assumed. We got Diaz versus the Doctor on EU servers. Rocking a little best of 5. This one will be sponsored by the 9 to 5-a-thon, by Feer Corporation, by you guys in chat. Type me smiley face if you were the sponsor of today's show match. As Diaz is going to open up the scoring. Diaz hasn't had the most success on EU servers. DrKnown hasn't had, what a 50. DrKnown getting back to that ball for that 50. Hasn't necessarily had the best success either on EU servers in the Salt Mine, but he doesn't get to play on MENA servers ever. Diaz, I guess for Salt Mine, doesn't get to play on SAM servers. He has to play on NA servers, but he does just fine there. So both these guys playing on high ping. We had a couple of other matches today with Saudi players getting to play on MENA ping, but couldn't finish it out and find a full FIFA E roster of players who are competing tomorrow. A lot of people in Saudi for the World Cup. Imagine that goes in. Oh, it was in. It forced a save. Diaz, a wall pinch was going off the corner and into the net, and it required Diaz to recover and stop it. But now Diaz up 2-0. Tempo entering in FIFA E. Tempo is not in the FIFA E because Denmark, which is where he's from, right, is not one of the teams, not one of the nations being represented at the World Cup. Ooh, what a pinch. Ground pinch from DrKnown. As he sends us into the ceiling, a pancake reset on the ceiling, all the way down to the ground. 110 km per hour pinch bottom right is DrKnown's opening goal today. Thank you, Tom Cash, for updating the title for me. Diaz resetting on the back wall and taking on the challenge named after him, as he has no trouble at all slotting a shot top right and then even being able to air roll and land inside the net to recover quickly. I am not hosting any of this series, but we will be live watching the World Cup. If you guys want to find a place to watch all day, it's going to be really early in the morning for me, but I'm going to do it for you guys. Let it be known the sacrifices I make for everyone here at Feer Corporation. DrKnown wanted a pogo shot. Does he have the recovery? He does not. Diaz is going to make it 3-1. The only goal from DrKnown was a ground pinch. He's had a tough time getting going here against Diaz. Perfect day tomorrow, no university, and all-day Rocket League. Perfect day for me as well, because I get to spend another day working with chat. Is there anything better than clocking in? I got that SpongeBob mentality. Put me in, let me work. DrKnown dropping the what a save, as Diaz is able to stop him yet again and get a counter. DrKnown still searching for the answer to getting past Diaz, and it's not showing up just yet. Diaz sending this one into the side wall, and a quick recovery to slot it top shelf. Diaz on point here on these EU servers today. DrKnown, double reset 50. I mean, he's got a really high quality 2 shots that he's managed to get in, but that's been Diaz who's been forcing that level of quality. Good reset 50. Classic Mina thing on the goal line. There was a week or two that Nupo scored every goal with a reset 50 into follow-up goal, whether it's from a dash or even in the air. What are the ping for both players? If we haven't shown, it's 112 for Diaz and 96 for DrKnown. So not the best for either one of them. But for a long time, we didn't realize Diaz was basically willing and able to play on EU servers. So now there's a bunch of different matchups we could get. What a save, but no follow-up save. DrKnown getting some buckets now. Able to put 3 up, but needs 2 more in 54 seconds. I was just talking to somebody. Somebody messaged me because they're looking to try and get into streaming Rocket League and having it go full-time. I think they were partially congratulating because we become full-time here. And it truly is a dream scenario as Diaz air rolls in another goal. Because I was telling him, man, when I started, and this is my advice to him too, you know, I didn't expect to ever make it where we have. And I was literally doing it because it was just more fun than not doing it. Made me a happier person to grind out the streams after my software job. He doesn't even want to wait. I'm going to let Diaz go. See what Diaz can cook up. I'm not going to allow him to pause it and stop it. Okay, now we'll go next. Game number 1. Going to Diaz. But anyways, as I was saying, I did it for fun. And I did it because, not because, oh, you know, it's going to become a job, but just because it was more fun than not doing it. And so I told him that. I'm like, you got to not worry too much about whether or not you eventually make it full time. Instead, just decide, is doing it right now more fun than not doing it? Because they were saying they were stressing out. They're like, oh, I'm stressing out. You know, maybe not having the success I wanted. Oh, if it's making it not fun for you, then it's not worth it. So rarely, I think, do streamers, and I, you know, I feel like this applies, and I understood this from the beginning as well. So rarely do you make it that you can't bank on making it or whatever. You just got to decide if it's fun or not, and maybe you get to be lucky. You didn't like making software? I didn't dislike making software. Software is a good job. Like I said before, it's a great job. You guys should, you know, pursue it if you're at all interested. But I think that when I first graduated college, started working software, worked at a very secure job, a job that like would definitely keep me for the rest of time if I really wanted to. I just thought to myself, is that it? is it over? Like what do I do now? I don't know if anybody else felt this way. I didn't mean to get all sentimental here, but we've gotten there now. But I was just like, do I just work this job and then die? Like I don't know, what's the next goal? I don't understand. So I think I got a little just bummed out, basically, in life because of that. Yeah, no, it is definitely a first world problem because I'm basically saying, decent job, can work it forever, you know, everything is going great for me. So it's too good. It's all too good. No, listen, it's not like a real complaint. Don't get me wrong. But I was still just like, man, nothing to strive for anymore. What should I be doing? And then when I started streaming, it was a way to regain that like strive for a challenge back, which I think led to overall more happiness. Diaz, reset shots. Gonna get himself the first goal of game 2 as well. And so that was just better. I just had more fun doing it than not doing it. Like I said, being able to strive for something again with no expectations of it ever, you know, working. That was not the point. It was the process that was fun. And now here we are. I still feel like an imposter, like I'm not allowed to talk about what it means to become full-time because I'm like, but I'm just Feer. Like what is it? This isn't what actual streamers do. But at some point I'll be like, maybe I am a streamer. Maybe it's real. Who knows? We'll just keep farming DrKnown and Diaz's gameplay for content. At least for the next 30 to 45 minutes. Now, I'll be honest, you were chasing that dopamine rush like everybody else. Cyberlinguistics, thank you for the prime. I mean, I'm not going to say it wasn't like fun to have success or something, but I mean, ooh, nice pogo shots. But truly, it was like the moments outside of the stream where it's like, I know I have a goal. I know I can keep working to improve on this one thing if I want to. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't feel that way. Maybe you just, that doesn't bother you at all. Or you aren't as, you know, lucky as I am. And you're like, Feer, I fight every day to live, brother. Like, okay, you're right. Sorry, I am incredibly, incredibly lucky. I don't need any extra fights. Ooh, DrKnown, that pogo is so far away from the net. Wave dash, catch and flick! DrKnown, by the way, has also released a montage. His fellow teammate on Vision has one of the better Rocket League montages out there right now. Nush. DrKnown is going to pogo and then use it to catch and flick. The pogo, you know, chat saying they'll count it. I think it's definitely worth counting. If you don't pogo, you probably, you know, allow Diaz to turn earlier and go challenge the ball because he doesn't expect you to be able to make any sort of play. If you land on the ground and the ball pops that high, maybe he just turns and challenges you. But when you also pop high with the ball, it leads Diaz to say, okay, I'll stay passive, at least for a little bit longer. Allows you to catch and flick and maybe get a beat. Diaz waiting this one out. What a save from DrKnown. DrKnown has always had great 50s. He actually played very defensive and very safe. He garnered comparisons to Khaled when he first was getting high in the ones leaderboard. You know, maybe slightly because of the clickbait that Khaled is to say someone is like Khaled, but I think it was deserved. Now, though, the way he plays is like this. He has become much riskier and much more mechy in his ones game as he's going to pop this ball up for a reset, use it right away, and then use the rest of his boost to go chase down the demo and tie it up 2-2.
Showed up for our round. Stayed for Feer's full head of hair.
Yo, thank you, Blown Up, for the 7 months. Would you say your game sense while casting is on par with pros' game sense while playing? I don't know if that's a weird way to put it. That's a weird way to put it. I don't know if that exists. I don't think that those two things are comparable. Like reading what happened or having an idea of what people should do when you're watching is just such a different thing than playing. Like if you gave me the mechs, right? I think if you gave me DrKnown and Diaz's mechs right now, just handed them to me, told me to go play ones, it's got to be a different thing, right? It's got to be a different thing. I think it's just so much easier to watch and read plays. Even if you're reading them before they happen, what a save from DrKnown. Like, even if you're saying, oh, he should do this or that here, for the most part, what we're doing is reading what happened after it happened. That's just way easier. Diaz missing top right. DrKnown, low scoring game. Looks like it plays in his favor, and he will tap one more in. Sometimes do I notice, you know, the poor decision making from the players in the game? Sure. Does that mean all of a sudden my game sense is on par or better than theirs? No, something tells me they would also notice some poor decisions in my gameplay. Was it Vacanus? Yeah, Frequent D dropped 50 yesterday. Today was a collection of people. But yeah, I mean, 123 of it was Vacanus. So, so yeah, it was indeed Vacanus. Oh no, Splash Tango dropped 50. Splash Tango 50, Vacanus 123. And then Cybershot with the 5. White with the 5. He kind of kicked it off. So in a way, you could give White a lot of credit. Sometimes somebody just needs to kick off the hype train. So anyways, anyone in chat thinking maybe it's time? It could start with a prime. Ooh, 6 hours is done. 6 hours is complete. I have not watched the DrKnown montage. Should today be the day? It depends. We might need to... It kind of depends when we end. How long is the DrKnown montage? Diaz into the Fennec after losing in the Octane. 10 minutes? Yeah, I think that's probably a bit too long. We won't be able to watch it today. I do plan on watching it. Diaz reset, double denied. DrKnown had the read of where he was going to end up. Not the easiest play to read defensively. But DrKnown not like the rest when it comes to defense. Limper, they give it 68 months of prime. Could that be the start of the hype? Now, anybody who subscribes after Limper, he can claim all the time gained for himself. Oh, did we just lose 6 again? Or did we get close to it? Because of the prime. So when the 9 to 5 line is over, you will stream twice a week, you mean, or what? No, we're gonna probably stream more often than we did before, which I would say we averaged about 3 times a week before. Maybe you could say 2.5. I'm guessing that number will up. Streams might be a short. Oh, they'll definitely be shorter. We're not gonna do 8-hour streams all the time. So streams will be a bit shorter. And all that will mean, as Diaz just slowly waits, he says, DrKnown, I need you to leave and I need you to miss. I'm not bringing this ball to you until you jump out and miss. And finally, DrKnown did jump. And flew over the play. You have 4 more days until your prime? Oh no. Will the 9 to 5-a-thon last that long? Technically, it's slated to end tomorrow during FIFA E. Ooh, what a 50. Yeah, we're also going to watch party a lot more. The game plan is to kind of just watch party everything. So you can come here to this channel to watch party any big events. We'll see if we can do that consistently with the weekends and Baby Fear, but we'll do our best. Gino, thank you for the brand new prime. And this is this is terrible. We're losing the 6th hour again. Seven's in chat again for the 6th hour. Oh my goodness. It hurt just as much the 3rd time when the 6-hour mark went away. Diaz. Dr. Feer! Where is Dr. Feer at? Dr. Feer's watching the stream, and she's gonna tier 1. And she's again gonna make us lose the 6-hour challenge. I can't wait to hold this over her head when she's like, hey, why is the 9 to 5-a-thon not over? I'm gonna say, well, you did subscribe. You did contribute to it. Did she drop a happy birthday? And did I... Or you're saying that... Oh, there it is. Happy birthday, Fear. Heart. Oh, I see it now. It's so tough. It's so tough. Dr. Fear knows. She streamed for a little bit. I accidentally egoed my own wife, but... It can be easy to ego somebody in chat. And you don't really fully understand until you do it. But I'm sure everyone in chat is saying, I wouldn't ego. Type 1 in chat if you would never, ever, ever ego any chatter on accident ever if you were the streamer. So someone in chat they're not even playing the joke. They're like, no, I would. I would absolutely ego people. DrKnown stopped on his air dribble this time. You wouldn't get any chatters to ego. Okay. Can we get Sag business in the chat? I would come and chat. and then you could ego me. Diaz is again doing his slow plays. Like if you're gonna wait on the goal line, I'm just gonna bounce behind this ball forever until you either miss or I get my chance at shooting. Diaz using the ceiling this time to go from the back wall. And what a shot! What a shot from Diaz. We'll watch from DrKnown POV. The reset sends him sailing into the ground. And he's able to get back up and slot at top left. DrKnown kept the scoring low in general in game number 2 to get the win. It seems like when offense is flying both ways and we're getting to a lot of kickoffs, it's going to favor Diaz. DrKnown still not out of this one, though, as he outplays the Brazilian. He's able to keep this one underneath the crossbar. So does that mean you will follow me? You can't back out now, Feer. I expect a follow. Sounds good. Do you stream? I'm hesitant to say I'll just follow all the chatters because then there's just going to be, hey, follow for follow, follow for follow. Hey, I was wondering if I'll follow you if you follow me. But yeah, if I see anybody who's in the chat regularly streaming, I'm definitely going to follow. It's fun to be able to get to see you guys, especially if you're streaming face cam, playing some Rocket League. Ooh, DrKnown not able to musty double. Sub for sub. So only Bezos wins in a sub for sub. Diaz out of the back corner. DrKnown off the ceiling has convinced Diaz to go to the ground instead of pushing the ball up. DrKnown a bit more active now in the way he's defending. He has been just goal line saving for the most part as he uses some chain dashes, pre-flip on the ball. Oh my goodness, that's filthy from DrKnown, and he even drops it underneath Diaz. It's not a strong finish, but it's maybe exactly what he needed in order to score because Diaz had the read on that strong shot. Instead, he drops it underneath. 4 seconds. This would certainly be pure cinema if DrKnown found a way. And he has gotten the ball in the air, but he's not going to win the race to the boost, which means there's just no way. There is just no way. Diaz will take game number 3. Game number 4. Does Diaz have the doctor figured out? Or does the doctor have more in store? Of course, Dr. Feer subscribes during a DrKnown series. Only ever a fan of the doctors. Ooh! And it makes sense. It makes sense why you'd be a fan of the doctor. As Diaz gets beat at the midfield and then is not going to be able to recover enough to stop that one. Are Dr. Feer and DrKnown related? You want to know if my American wife is related to Saudi Arabian DrKnown, in which both of them have never been to each other's country. I actually don't know if DrKnown's never been to the US, but I'm just guessing. Because the answer is, of course, yes. And they're also related to Dr. Ali, who played earlier today. Diaz, a effective, or I should say, an impressive air dribble. But DrKnown knows. He knows where Diaz likes to place the ball. He knows just how good he can be in the air. And he knows all about emergency medicine. There's lots of things he knows. Swirls in charge! Thank you for the 10 gifted. W's in the chat for Mr. Swirls in charge. Appreciate the 10 gifted here on my birthday. I know Swirls in charge IRL, so I'm assuming that's a nice birthday tenner. Swirls in charge also gives me free Chipotle. And it's like, what would you rather have, chat? 10 gifted or free Chipotle? I don't know. That's a tough one. Diaz. Will we see a fake here? He tried to go lower. I think because DrKnown has shown he's prepping for high shots. Diaz tried to drop it a little bit lower, but DrKnown made that save as well. DrKnown's defense is certainly something to hang his hat on. You're at Chipotle right now? So 10 gifted for sure. He's like, I'm already halfway through this Chipotle I paid for, so free Chipotle again? Probably not. Diaz, nice delay. Wait, no way DrKnown found a way to save that. Getting bumped by Diaz into the ball. And is now back the other way, and then he gifts one for free. DrKnown, if he's in defense, he always seems to find a way to get a save. But if you can catch him giving the ball away for free, then maybe you could find a way to get a bucket. DrKnown demoed as Diaz gonna make it 3-1. Trying to end out this best of 5. Another way to stop a strong defender. Take him away. Take him out of the game. Thank you for the 100,000 bits for my birthday, Barry Harry Barry. Wow. Inspirational, your level of generosity. DrKnown taken to the skies right away. Off the ball. Bouncing. Diaz got bumped. Saved his flip. And used it only after DrKnown was out of the way. Reset on the ball for Diaz and carry top shelf. My goodness. We've been hyping up DrKnown's defense. But we might have the one guy whose offense through the air could be better. Diaz off the side wall. Getting double bumped by DrKnown, who now has a minute 15 to hold on. Tried the fake. Isn't going to work. Swinging around wide for the demo, and that actually might have resulted in him getting back too slow. Diaz, my goodness. 5-1 for Diaz as he makes sure that DrKnown is not going to be able to chase him down with a picture-perfect musty to backboard double. DrKnown, sure he's in net by the time the ball goes in, but never stood a chance at saving it. Diaz trying to run it up even more with some kickoff goals. 6-1. It's looking like an impending victory for Diaz. But Mr. Montage himself is not going to go down without a fight. Although I think Nush, we're going to have to watch the two montages to decide whether or not Nush or DrKnown are Mr. Montage. But I think for now, having seen Nush's, we have to give it to Nush. Backflip challenge from Diaz. And great recovery from DrKnown to prevent the Brazil. Diaz tapping this ball away from the net. Not going ground pinch, but is quickly back up for a double reset. He refuses to let DrKnown get anything going in this garbage time at the end of the series. Ooh, that one's not saved. I mean, that's the kind of saves that DrKnown was making earlier. It will be 7-1, and it will be GG's. So will we get a chance for a pogo? Nope, we're going to leave quickly. 3-1 for Diaz. A good series against the Doctor. But it will be Diaz who gets the win. I thought about pogoing, but I already hit a nasty one already today. You guys remember. GG's. Ah, yes. The end screen bug. Or maybe not. We'll just have to see.
How old is new Feer now? Did you know that old Feer technically is younger than new Feer, which makes old Feer young Feer? Insane how time works, that we are getting old Feer either way, and happy birthday.
Leaked! Feer joining Complexity! Let's go! We did it! Complexity Feer! You love to see it. I'm sure they won't end up kicking me out.